we had to get like a weird looking like super realistic fetus model. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm like a 3D artist, and I do like a lot of stuff with like 3D objects and stuff. And I was trying to get a model for like a baby fetus, but obviously you can't really like easily get a model like that. So I was looking around online and like looking for baby fetus and stuff, obviously in a private browser, because my mom would have probably kicked me out of that.
I mean, we invited 5C. We invited, and it wasn't even 5C who griefed it. Like, it was wild. And for the record, love those at 5C. Love those guys. Shout out. That being said, with this whole thing, like, we invited all the people who would show up and try to ruin the event.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the 2b2tea podcast. I'm Lucan, and I'm joined by my amazing co-hosts, Godroster and Hardboiled Megs like usual. On our show, we love promoting the nicer and more wholesome sides of the community, and this episode is no different, with each of them being very well-known, wholesome builders. I'm very pleased to announce our two guests, Xrayessay and YoMoBoYo.
Welcome. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you guys on and can't wait to get into the hard-hitting questions. However, for the first one, I want to paint a scene for you both to ponder. And I'd like to mention for the confused viewers, this was a contractual obligation. Sorry in advance. Alright, cut to black. It's a Saturday afternoon, and you just woke up from the greatest afternoon nap of your life. But you're starving. You're about to turn over and get out of bed, and then you realize there's a pew-pew pointed right at your head. The only way you survive past this is eating as many shaboingboings, or hot dogs for normies, as you can. How many are you putting away?
One.
One?
What?
One?
One?
Yeah, I would say one as well. If I don't know what I'm eating.
No, it's a hot dog. It's a hot dog.
Oh shit!
Legitimately one. I need one.
You can't eat more than one hot dog?
I hate that answer.
So it depends. Do I have a drink?
Yes.
Like, do we have a drink?
As many drinks as you want. You have 2.5 hours.
Oh shit! Okay, I'll do
2.5 hours.
4. Oh, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Damn. Like, are we eating something afterwards as well?
No. That's all you're slated up for. Shaboingboing.
You the only way to get out of this situation is to eat as many shaboingboings as you can. And Yomo's like, I'm gonna just eat one.
Yeah, I mean, you're done.
No.
You're done.
Yeah.
I could eat like 20, I think.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. That's a great answer.
I think I could, in 2.5 hours, I think I could do 8. That's like the top.
Really?
Okay, that's a better answer.
That's better.
Like,
it
I
seems
pretty realistic. I think a lot of people
more
realistic.
realistic.
I think like a hot dog and be good for the day.
All right.
Although I've ate 8 hot dogs before, like one after another. I feel like.
I've eaten a hot dog with Xray in real life.
Oh.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think those
when
were...
when did y'all have hot dogs without me?
Before you were a Mason.
Oh.
That's cold.
Yeah.
You weren't eating anything, buddy.
Wow.
I think we got some really great responses towards the end of that. But now I think we should move on to some real questions about why we're
I think so too.
The server itself. So I'll jump right into you guys' early history. You guys joined the server at pretty different times, with Xray joining about a year out before the giant COVID wave of players, while Yomo joined the server about a year after, when everything had kind of cooled down from that. How do you guys think those differences shaped your perspective when you guys eventually crossed paths, if even at all?
Would anyone ask that one?
Yeah, I can. So we both had similar roots. So like we both did SBA, and then SBA led us to other things. And so I think we both thought the server was going to be really toxic, as everyone does, and then found wholesome people, and then found each other in building. So like probably the same exact route.
I got you.
And so
I feel like my date isn't as accurate as well, because like I say I joined like in 2019 or something, but I took a long break and then I kind of joined during COVID, so we had like similar experience. I don't know.
Yeah, and so when I joined, I didn't play video games, and then a buddy of mine moved away during COVID and said, "Hey, you want to play Minecraft?" And I said, "That game for kids." And he was like, "Yeah, let's play that game." So we played that game, and then he quit Minecraft. So I was looking for like another outlet because I enjoyed it, and then joined 2b. Just at kind of the right time, and then Xray and I met during Squid Game 3.
Yes, sir. That's about right, I think. Yeah.
And one of the things that I always want to know, first off, I think that an important part of an IGN is that it has to be fun to say. You guys have two of the funnest to say names on this earth. And I have to know what the origins are. And I'm going alphabetically, starting with A through T, U, V, W, X. Okay, so we're going to start with X.
Okay. So a lot of people think it's based on like the Xray module, because like on 2b, like there's a bunch of hackers use clients, and the first thing you think of is, oh, I'll just use Xray to like mine some ores. But that's totally not it. Like I invented it before I even like joined 2b, because I just threw some words into I think it was like a random rapper name generator, and this one just showed up and like rolled off the tongue really easily. So I was like, okay, I'll just grab that as like my like Instagram name or something, and then it just moved over to like Minecraft names as well. So that's pretty much my origin story. That has nothing to do with the module or texture pack thing Xray. Like I didn't do it because of that. So let's just get that out of the way, okay?
I love it. And then for me, when I was younger, I played a lot of competitive video games, and I played a lot of WoW. And my name was YoMoBoYo because I wanted to taunt my opponent to make him upset, and I have a stupid wrestler name. And then it just got to YoMoBoYo.
I never would have guessed that.
Yep.
I love that. Your move, boyo.
Exactly.
Well, you guys obviously met through SBA, kind of following the similar path. Mm-hmm. When you guys met, were you immediately BFFs, or were you guys just kind of more acquaintances and then started working together more on different projects? How did that progress?
So Squid Game 3 is like really when we got tight, and Hovex and Minecraft Simon were running it. Bobbers was supplying everything, and he was reaching out and get all the people. But on the building side, it was Hovex and Minecraft Simon, and he got both Xray and I involved. And I remember the first time Xray and I started building together, the way that we built together, like it was just easy. We both had vision, and we were both joyful and excited over like the same things. And so every time X would join, I'd be like, all right, X, let's build. Let's do this like random thing. And it was just fun. So I think it was .1 as soon as like we became tight.
That's really awesome to hear. It's always good to have somebody that you just click with, you know?
100%.
Squid Games where we like started building with each other, and I feel like we just have the same taste or something. Like it just goes like it always blends well with each other for some reason.
And I remember one of the things is we both are builders who try to do new things, and that was always exciting. It was like, okay, we're going to try to use a brewing stand in a build, and that time was like, oh, how are we going to do that? And it was just a lot of fun trying to make stuff look right with crazy blocks.
Did you two work on the fetus? Did you work on that together?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell that story? Because I find that so fascinating.
Yeah,
that's a crazy story.
So we spent months trying to figure out how to make an actually scary build because it was Halloween, and we sat in VC just trying to figure out ideas, just frustrated trying to figure out something because like Minecraft's like it's a kid's game. And so how do you make something scary?
Right.
And I remember one day we came up with the idea of a fetus in a balloon, and then Xray, tell how you got that fetus model.
Yeah, so I kind of had in my head where we had to make something really scary, and then we had to get like a weird looking, like super realistic fetus model. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm like a 3D artist, and I do like a lot of stuff with like 3D objects and stuff. And I was trying to get a model for like a baby fetus, but obviously you can't really like easily get a model like that. So I was looking around online and like looking for baby fetus and stuff, obviously in a private browser, because my mom would have probably kicked me out of that. But eventually I stumbled upon like a crazy detailed model by some like a medical like university, like kind of institute in the UK, in England. And I just straight up emailed them, and I was like, because I do like an artsy kind of study, I was like, do you guys give those models like away for like research stuff? And they were like, what are you gonna do with it? We would like love to see the results and whatever. And I said I was gonna use it for like a creative project. And we ended up using it for a fucking Minecraft build on an anarchy server. But that's kind of how I got the model, which is like a crazy story.
We'll have to get a picture of that to put in, because it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And we obviously converted it to Minecraft, so like you don't really see. I think it ended up being like a dolphin fetus as well.
Oh, really?
If I remember correctly. Yeah, I think so. But I'd have to maybe double check. I don't know if I want to do that, to be honest, but
and the idea of the whole thing, once we came up with something that was actually horrifying, was
right.
A fetus in a balloon, because we thought of like it, and then we thought that the cable was an umbilical cord, and so we just thought like, what is the scariest thing we could kind of think of? And then was the Grim Reaper holding it? X?
Yeah. It was kind of like grasping towards it, which is obviously like really, really scary. Has like a really scary thought behind it. I guess it worked.
Yeah.
It's more weird than scary, but yeah, I guess it was Halloween-ish. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, that's like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Xray, you built that twice.
Yeah, so we had to build it twice because I think the first base got griefed, and because the Grim Reaper took so long, because I used like a weird 3D model to Minecraft converter, which had like a shit ton of blocks in there, and like Legend Bake was helping me like make the scam, and it took so long that it took like multiple days to get just half of the build onto B, and then it got griefed, I think maybe at 75% of the build being done, and then we had to move it to another base, and we just built it in a couple days with a couple people, I think. But it was really annoying to build. Holy shit, yeah. Took a couple days.
I think that like that's one of my favorite stories for you two. But something else that I think more people would know about was the builds at Foxfall. And I remember that's how I kind of met Xray, was Harrrisson offered to let me tour, or Iron Exception offered to let me tour the ruins of Foxfall on stream. And that was a really, really cool experience before I knew you all. And so I just was wondering, like, what was the founding of Foxfall like? Like, how did the base start and pivot from being with Harrrisson to years later? It was like a huge base with massive builds and an arc and all that stuff. So just kind of talk about the story of Foxfall.
Yeah. So it was actually Foxfall was actually my first base, and I randomly stumbled upon like a stash nearby spawn and took those materials, and me and my brother actually went out just very far to just start a base with like pickaxes and all those materials that we got. And then on my way to the base, when my brother already like stopped playing, I met this British guy called Harrrisson, and I actually first time I met him, I logged off. And this is not mentioned, I think, in the Fast Vincent video about how Foxfall came to exist, but I logged off because I was scared that I was going to get crystal with all those chokers in my inventory, because I didn't know about like each chest moving, so I just had them all in my inventory.
And how far out were you, by the way?
I was already really far out, and I think I was just on a horse because I didn't know about any exploits. And then Harrrisson like kind of blocked me in on the highway. He left some gifts there, and I still have those original gifts. I could maybe like send you guys a screenshot, but till this day, I still have the original choke where he gave me like elytras and stuff. I was like, wow, a guy wouldn't really like if those amount of items just to a random player, so he must be really nice. And he told me that he didn't see anybody in like months that far out, and he was like trying to build a base as well. So we ended up using a biome finder to find like the biggest spruce forest that we could find back when the 2b seed was like still available. Then we just started building there, and we slowly we started with the church, with the little spruce church you see maybe in like world downloads today, and then I ended up making a little village and making a mansion, and Harrrisson built his volcano. So we both we're kind of like slowly building and slowly like almost vanilla playing and gathering all the spruce and all the stone for whatever we needed to build. And then I think during that we started the Squid Games events, and that's where I met Yomo, and then we ended up inviting Yomo, which, I mean, Yomo could maybe talk a little bit about like the dark oak area he started building right after we settled, I guess. I was really far out, yeah. So that's where it started. I was like on a diagonal highway, and I was just very far out because I was like the further the better. People probably won't find me there. I had my inventory full of choker, so I was scared to death to like die, and I didn't set a bed because I didn't know how all that shit worked. So then Harrrisson blocked me in. He ended up like making a little like obsidian wall, and he gave me some gifts, and he was like, I haven't seen anybody in months. We're like a million out. What the fuck are you doing here? So I ended up like telling about how I wanted to make a base somewhere. So we used a biome finder to find a huge spruce forest to build in, because I really like building with spruce logs and stuff. And then we ended up settling there. I built a little spruce church. I built a spruce village with like the arena you see nowadays. I built the huge mansion, but the mansion took a long time. The mansion wasn't even finished when I think when the base got griefed, like the interior was not finished yet. And then Harrrisson started working on his volcano, which was based on the volcano the Vesuvius, which is in Italy, which is kind of funny because I'm in Italy right now. Coincidence? I don't think so. And then I think it was during Squid Games where we invited people like Hovex and Simon, and then we ended up inviting Yomo as well. And then Yomo started on his dark oak area, and he could maybe mention a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got invited post Squid Games, but it's so far out. And if anyone knows anything about me, I hate traveling. I hate traveling. Yep, Meg has traveled for me many a time to things.
Multiple times.
Yep. And so I think I started the travel. I got maybe a mil out. I think it was. How far out was Foxfall 1? Was it 8 mil?
It was like 7 to 8 mil on the diac, so you had to like do it twice as well.
Yeah, I think it was 8 mil by 8 mil on the diac.
Yeah. And
so 16. And I got a mil out, which took me forever because I'm really bad at traveling. And then I died. And I got really frustrated. So chiekn did half of it, and then I think X did the rest of it. X, do you remember? Do you remember you made that art with your trail?
Oh, I did. Yes, that is a weird story as well. So I looked up like abstract art, like line art, and I ended up like kind of putting that on my second screen and tracing that in the trails. So it would be funny, like if people were to follow that, it would be like that art piece that I found on Google, which is kind of weird.
Share that. You have to share that picture. You just like made art with a trail.
Yeah, just to hype your base, I guess.
But so once I arrived, I don't know if you guys remember, but 1.12 elytras sucked. Like they suck so bad.
Oh,
And I remember flying around, and Xray mentioned this kind of Coliseum that he made. And what you don't know is in the Coliseum, there were pressure plates and it was a TNT run. But if you lit off any of this TNT, it blows up the entire build. And so my elytra failed right above it. So I'm dropping, spamming spacebar, like my first time at the base. And all of a sudden I'm going to blow up the base. Finally, my elytra goes off. It's fine. After that point, I think Xray replaced it with floating sand because of that story.
Yes.
But then, so I mean, this Foxfall must have been over a year old, right, when I joined X?
Yes, I think so. Because me and Harrrisson were there for a bit, and then we started doing the Squid Game stuff, which we did maybe once or twice. And then we ended up inviting you guys on the base. Was like when we were getting bored pretty much and didn't know what else to build, right? So you start like inviting people, which makes sense. And then Yomo just stood out as like this crazy builder that could like just build an entire fucking village, which he did, which you should definitely check out.
Yeah, it was an intimidating project because what Harrrisson and X had done was so beautiful, and it was so unique. Where it was like, if I'm making a new area, I've got to make it equally beautiful. So I spent months just trying designs and failing at them and trying them. A lot of those failures went to the aisle. And so I was like, I'm not going to waste these builds.
And it was so stunning.
Yeah, but then once I came up with the stuff, like these kind of lantern-esque things, because I realized what Foxfall was like intricate design, and I have kind of a background in architecture and interior design, and so the interior design is kind of what I aim for. And so I made these giant kind of lamps, and I remember sending it to X, and he goes, "Dude, that's it." And I was like, "All right, let me run with this," and so I did.
That was a great story.
Yeah. There is a diagonal church there. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to build large scale diagonal.
Oh shit, yeah.
Sucks.
No, because like, why would you ever do that?
Because it hadn't been done. Like we're always trying new things, and I was trying to challenge myself. Oh, dude, it sucks so bad. Also,
and it was based on the church in Iceland, right?
Yeah, in Reykjavik. Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. We had another member. I won't say their name, but they joined later, and they went, "Oh, I know that church. Like I've been there," because they were from Iceland. It was really cool.
Shit. Well, I'll get into our next. This one's a little bit shorter. The streets have been whispering that there's a Foxfalls 2.
Yes, sir.
Can we get the inside scoop? Is it real? And is there a bigger fox?
There's a couple foxes actually.
Yeah. With you got Foxfall 2, you gotta have 2 foxes.
Oh, yep. You're right, actually. So if you keep doing it, are you gonna keep adding them on?
Yes, sir. That's the idea, at least.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Foxfall 2 has been really fun because we have only done freehand.
Oh.
I think for the most part. X, have you done any creative work?
So for the foxes, they obviously got converted. But that is also like reposed and raked in Blender 3D, which, like, I mean, at that point you could call it like freehanding as well, because you're actually like trying to rig the models, trying to texture the foxes. I use Substance Painter 3D to like make cool swirls on the foxes, and then converting it back to Minecraft and stuff and touching it up as well. So I think like 99% of it is like all done by hand, which is kind of crazy.
It's nuts. When we started, we've got. So it was fun for me because in the last project I was trying to do something different but equally beautiful in Foxfall 1. And this one, X and I have been working on the same stuff. And so it's been fun to go, okay, let me take X's style and do something new. And that's been just so much fun.
And I've been wanting to know about that too. The some of the things that you guys have made, very creative things. There's a what comes to mind is there was a floating anvil build at SBA. there was an N-Rod milestone build, and you guys told us a little bit about how you approach building. But are there any like exploits that you use when you're building, or any like technical tricks of the trade?
Yeah, I guess
tools.
It's what we look for, maybe 24/7, right? Like whenever I see an Instagram post of like a glitched trapdoor or something that is like very interesting in a way, like out of the ordinary, I just, like, me and Yomo just send that stuff back and forth. Like this is just crazy. You can make an anvil float. You can make an end rod, like whatever, like a hologram build with an end rod. So I think we're looking for those kinds of things like all the time, right?
And I think both of those builds are great stories. The anvil one, we just thought, like, if you put a single block on a single anvil, the entire build gets griefed. So it's a very sensitive build.
Yes.
And so we're like, could we do this at spawn? It was like a challenge for us. And I remember Simon went to us and said, hey, you can't do this. It's not possible. And so X and I got fueled much.
Oh, really?
We'll take it as a challenge, yeah.
Yeah. And so we reached out to Durka, who, well, Durka, but we reached out to Durka, and Durka gave us all the anvils for it. And so we did this entire project. It was so painstaking because we made it hollow. And so, like, if you make these block update things that are floating, and then it's hollow, it's so easy to be griefed. And then Chiekn is getting more and more drunk as he's helping us out. He's like making things. I've never seen X mad except for that day. He was so
mad? Holy shit, yeah.
But that was crazy. And then the N-Rod one, all of the N-Rods had to face the same direction because it's 1.12. And the N-Rods used to have this texture with purple. And so it looked weird if they were stacked. And so we ended up making it all out of dirt and then having them face the right direction. And so that was like, you had to build it like twice. It was such a pain. It was also
so finicky,
in the end. Yeah.
It's insane. But we did it.
Maybe there was something else involving headless pistons.
Yeah. Headless pistons was fun to find. Chiekn and I found that because they had long been gone by the time we found them. And so at the aisle, we had an illegal room. And so there was a bunch of headless pistons, a bunch of floating blocks, a bunch of whatever, and a Fit MC horse. And so we had this whole crazy room of these things. And so we'd show up randomly at end bases and just make a headless piston and say something, like, hello from the Masons, or hello from Yomo, hello from Chiekn. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you ever run into those out there, if you don't know what they are so annoying, because it's like there's no explanation for what's going on right here. Well, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. The Ancients.
Yeah.
You guys both ended up affiliated with the Ancients. How did that group even start? What's the origin story?
I'll take this one. So
you know better.
Yeah. So it was during Squid Game 3, and I remember talking to Hovex and Minecraft Simon, and I said, hey, why don't we start a group? Because we have some talented people here. Let's start this group. Hovex wanted notoriety, and so I was like, let's make this group. And we had some kind of principles that we wanted to make, and we had really talented people. And our goal was to make talented people who, and if we all had projects, the whole group would be accredited, which means each one of us would be accredited. So, for instance, Harrrisson had a ton of crazy exploits. He's a good builder, but he had some crazy exploits. And as a group, we got accredited, even though it was Harrrisson. Or if I would do a build, the group would get accredited, and it would just be helpful for the entire group. So it was like this plan early on of going, all right, Hovex, let's get notoriety. And then X joined, I think, the day after I had that conversation. So we were the founding four, Xray, me, Minecraft Simon, and Hovex.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then, the people that we had in it, I mean, between builders, exploiters, coders, we had some of the best people who wanted to do great things on the server. And that was really, really fun. And
hosting events was like the biggest part of that, probably with the Squid Game series and probably some SBA things. Our place is another one. Yeah.
And then on top of that, we love trolling.
Go ahead. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, it's nice that you bring up our place, because I wanted to ask about that and ask about Simon, someone that you guys have mentioned a few times, and someone who was also mentioned in the Fast Vincent video. There's a little shout out to Simon in there. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about Simon in general, but also our place and how that all came together.
Yeah, Simon's it's heavy for everyone who knew him, because he passed away several years ago, and so a lot of people feel heavy with that. But he was a brilliant coder. He was a brilliant strategist. He was brilliant at PR. He and I would often talk about, like, one of the things with the Ancients is we had him and I would reach out to specific YouTubers for specific projects, because we knew this would help the project be successful. And so he's a good guy, and we love him. But yeah, he passed, and it was very sad for everyone.
That's terrible.
Yeah. X, you want to say anything about Simon?
Yeah, he was genius. Like, he coded the entire our place thing with rules off, another great coder. And I even met him IRL, which was really great, and we had a lot of fun. But it's just sad to see someone that brilliant go. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about our place and what that project was and how you came up with that idea? Who did?
So it started with, of course, our place, our being the letter R, our place on Reddit, and we could place a pixel every 8 seconds or something like that. And then we thought we could do it with map arts. Oh, actually, we did think of it with map arts, and so we originally did it with SBA. Simon came up with this idea, and it was just like, SBA, build anything, build whatever you want, destroy, grief, whatever. Who was that one kid, X, who kept griefing it, and we just ended up crystalling him?
I don't know. That's really funny though.
Was he an SBA?
He was an SBA. Avery.
Oh no!
Who griefed the Jesus Value of Jesus?
Yeah,
which was also a Simon project with bobbers. But yeah, Avery just kept like griefing it over and over again, and we said, all right, we're done with this. We weren't going to involve ourselves, but he just kept scaffolding random blocks. So we ended up crystalling him over and over and over and over again. Please stop. But then after that, we went, what if we had bots to do this thing? And at the same time, Rules Off was thinking about that too, another ancient. And so Rules goes, hey, I love this idea. I've had this idea already. And so he planned this idea. And so Rules Off did the Minecraft side, the back end, the back end. And then Minecraft side made the website, the front end.
Oh, right,
And so they were working on it. The hardest part was it was in the end, and we wanted to pretend like it wasn't. Like, we didn't want anyone to find it. We were planning on streaming it, which we did stream the whole thing. And so we had to make it look like it's in the overworld. So we recreated a chunk. There was something to do with.
Was the Farlands, right?
No. That was another one. but there was something to do with Rick Astley. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
The Rickroll guy?
Yeah, the Rickroll. We did something with Rickroll with the chords. I think it was something like in binary. It was like never going to give you up was the chords.
Oh my God.
So if you chord exploited, so we recreated the overworld with the caves in the end, and then we used a bunch of things to make it not have the end like
render.
filter. Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah. So we gave it a blue sky. We did this whole thing, and then we released it. It was all in the end. But it was one of the coolest projects. It's right beside the ancient monument at 10 mil in the end. So like the end rods. But yeah, it was the craziest thing. It was all rules off, and Simon and Hovex did a ton for that. And then Xray and I joined in at the end. We gave our accounts as bots, and it was super successful. I mean, we had hundreds of thousands of people make little pixels. It was great.
It's hard.
Damn, I didn't know that it was like it was supposed to be binary. That's so extra.
Well,
yeah, we're telling you, Simon was genius. So
yeah, and you got to have like jokes.
Right?
Like,
no, I got you.
If you're gonna make fake chords, might as well make them funny.
True.
Hell yeah.
So maybe this is just something that I'm just personally wondering, but where's the next Squid Game event? We've got a new season, lots of new. This is the hard-hitting questions.
I feel like you're gonna cut this one out.
Well, we'll tell you this much. We I don't know if you guys remember the base The Isle, but The Isle was meant to be a Fortnite event. So we were gonna build the Fortnite map in the end 1-to-1, and we were gonna, like, after the Squid Game events, we were gonna do a Fortnite event because we thought, okay, well, what's the next big thing kids like that would get us some clout? And the first thing that came to mind was the game Fortnite, and we even made like this huge map art for it. And I mean the build was there. Like, we put obsidian underneath the terrain. We put grass all over it, so it looked like the Fortnite map. But I think we ended up scratching it because, like, it was just too big. Like, the project was just so huge, the map was so huge, and we had to like make like a million trees for it, lots of custom buildings. So we ended up giving that Fortnite map to the Spawn Masons and making it like a group base in the end, which was really fun, to be honest.
You just sniped one of our questions. That was actually pretty much verbatim what one of the questions is.
Okay, cut.
Yeah, it was like, what is the story of the Isle? How did it start as an ancient space and then become a joint base of the Spawn Masons?
That's
nailed it.
I can't read your guys' mind. I read it your guys' PC and looked at the notes.
We could talk about the Isle for a bit. What was the Isle like? What was some of your favorite builds there?
So yeah, the Isle, when it comes to the history, actually just went through that. We got so overwhelmed with the project, and we were doing so many other things at the same time, including like r/place and a few other things that have not been released. And so we just kind of gave up on it. So we built this beautiful thing, gave up on it for months and months, and then Sky gets griefed. And so I reached out to Entropy and I was like, hey, do you want this? It's 30K for spawns in the end. It's lasted. And he goes, yeah, let's do it. And so X and I came up with the idea of making the base was you make your own village, and X can make some sort of creature or mascot.
Right, like a mythical creature that is like the same style as your little base that you have.
Yeah, you even for your initiation lodge, you made your initiation lodge, right? For Masons?
Right, yeah. So we built for my initiation lodge, we built like this little village. And then I ended up making like a sea serpent coming out of the water at the Isle. And and like kind of designing that around Yomo's little village builds and stuff like that, which was really fun. And then I think we made some stuff for Decto as well, maybe like converting a model.
Yeah.
With some mythical creature as well.
But so we gave it to the Masons. It lasted, I think, a year and a half, and it was 30K from spawn, even though it was in the end. And the only reason it was found was Albany North.
Yeah, it got leaked in the end.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's true. Yeah.
But it was a crazy base. I mean, we had a bunch of weird, like I told about the blocks earlier. It's like headless pistons, and we brought a real end crystal, like the ones that are from the dragon, over a Fit seahorse. Chiekn brought so many animals. We tried to bring villagers and steal them from SBA, but SBA got grief before we could steal one.
Classic.
Yeah, but it was a great base. It was a lot of fun. I think favorite builds. XD, do you have any favorite builds there?
Builds that come. Well, the sea serpent comes to mind. Oh, we made the moon with each other as well.
Oh, that was so good.
Which was great. Which was based on which game?
Majora's Mask. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which was really cool. And just the whole build itself, like the whole island was like a bunch of fun. We had to like TNT bomb the entire End Islands out of the way, which took a shit ton of time as well. Great base.
Yeah. And we also in 1.12 you had a render distance that was maxed out. Like no one was using like a Bobby type mod. And so when we were trying to make it for Fortnite, we were trying to make it so you could see no end islands. And so we bombed out everything, and there's no TNT duping. It was so miserable to make the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
But as for great builds, I can think of two. I'm going to give myself a shout out for one, which was I made a lava cast, and I built a build on that, which is one of my favorite builds. And then
that was fun, yeah.
Yeah, and then another one Zippy made for me as a Christmas gift, and it was me beating Zippy and SpectralCat in PvP, and there's a huge statue of me winning.
Oh my god, true.
It's amazing.
That looks so sick as well.
If you can find an image, throw it up right now because it's incredible. And by the way,
I'll definitely try to get some.
Yeah, I'm a terrible PvPer. I always have this joke that if Entropy and I were to PvP, who would kill themselves first with an end crystal? Because we're both so bad.
Same for me, to be honest. Builders aren't great PvPers at all.
Yeah, God had to nerf you somehow, and just made you bad at PvP. You're cracked builders, though, so it's not like you don't have anything. So, I mean, as we're talking about the Ancients, was Corner Base an Ancients build?
Yep.
Base? Mm-hmm. So, can you talk about how Corner Base came to be? And what's the group up to nowadays? Can people join the Ancients?
So the answer to join the Ancients, no.
Like little gatekeeper, Jesus.
Yeah, like
I know.
You need 100% yes from everyone, and you need to be talented and kind of fit. That being said, we're not doing any projects currently, so it may come back. But at the moment, there's no reason to want to join the Ancients outside of Cloud.
You're not missing out, no.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But on the Corner Base, Harrrisson is one of the most interesting people you can ever meet because he will tell you about all these exploits he has.
Get him on the podcast for sure.
Yes. Yeah, he would be great on it. But he'll tell you about exploits and you go, I don't believe you. After a while, like his exploits, they don't sound real. He can't prove them. And so he told us he has an NTP exploit. And we're like, no way. Not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, we're TP'd to the end quarter. Like, he is the strangest guy because he backs up his craziness.
And it is so weird, yeah.
So we had an ancient meeting at the end corner, and then we invited the Spawn Masons, and quickly it became kind of a Spawn Mason base. Same with the Isle.
Well, I'll just keep moving along here. You guys beyond the Ancients, obviously, you've built with just a tremendous amount of different groups and all these different bases. The 2b wiki looks like the Star Wars scroll at the beginning there, but you guys, tell me what's a fun story that most people probably wouldn't know about a base or a group that you guys were at.
Oh damn, that's our one.
X, I know the answer, and I'm gonna have you tell it. Bookhood.
Who?
Wait. So which Bookhood base? The Halloween one or the Monster and Co one?
I think both, because it's such a strange connection that we have.
Yeah. So why did we get invited there in the first place? I wonder. It's probably because we were making like cool builds in general and like hosting the Squid Game events. And then I think the first thing we got invited to was a Bookhood Halloween base where they made like this cool open book, and I think I ended up making like a feather pen with like a little ink pod that it's in.
Gorgeous.
But then I think what was cool about that base was that they also had like a crystal there, right?
Yeah. So they had an end crystal. I think this was hundreds of thousands of blocks away from spawn too. So
yeah,
they moved it forever.
So they pissed and pushed an end crystal all the way to the middle of the book, and we ended up like playing Hunger Games there, which was really interesting. But then we got invited to another base, and for some weird reason, the base's theme was like Monsters and Co. I think the movie's called, right?
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
One of those, yeah.
Monsters and Co.
One of those. I don't fucking know. Haven't seen it in a while. But then I think me and Yomo decided to build the scary crab guy from Monsters Inc.
The first one, yeah.
And we made this huge fucking model of him, and we converted him to Minecraft. And then I think we didn't even build it ourselves, but we let like the people there build it. But it was just like the theme of the base was like I think the weirdest thing about it. Do you have like more insight, Yomo?
So not really more insight, but that's how we got hooked up with. So for those who don't know, Bookhood is the II became Bookhood. There was like specific people, they were still friends, and they want to make a separate group. So it's the original II, and they wanted to become a building group, and that's what they did. And they did events. But the one thing that I want to say is, if you ever build a Blender build, it's miserable because there's a billion different blocks. And so you're always flying back. And so we were both very pleased that someone else built it for us.
Yeah, that was very nice. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's the strangest one that we had, because it's not it's outside of our normal circle.
For a base, that is. Yeah, we had some other strange things, but we might talk about that a little later.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come up. Yeah, you got to stop stealing our questions.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I love it. And one of the big ones for me that you guys built at, and of course, you've, like I just said, you guys have built at tons of places, but End Haven, unbelievable. I got to know more about what that was like.
Yeah, it was cool. It was also stressful. It was similar for me. It was kind of like, and I think same with X, but like when I joined Foxfall, because all the builds were so good, you had to set a standard that you had to do. And so when he and I both got invited to End Haven at the same time, we went, all right, we got to show up. Like, we got to really, really show up.
Pretty much.
And so coming up with an idea and then just working on it. My build, I think, took a year from the beginning of creative to finish on survival. And then X's build. Actually, X, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, that's an interesting like build as well. It's an interesting story about it. You're missing one big thing though, which is, I mean, one person that built at End Haven, like the entire base, was none other than Crowbar01, which I mean, me and Yomo are pretty much the biggest fangirls of. I think Yomo was too scared to say it, maybe, but like I've been fangirling about Crowbar for like, I mean, my entire 2b career, I guess.
Yeah, he's pretty much consensus the best builder. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Pretty much, yeah. So he built this huge like black hole void with like this crazy ring around it at the base. There's probably Turban has a animation of it on his YouTube channel, so definitely check it out. But
which you made.
I made the animation. I didn't make the build, but yeah, I made the 360 animation, which definitely check that out. It's a pretty cool animation. Like Turban put some old Blender stuff of mine together, and then some replay stuff of him. But I mean, yeah, the standards were really high for that base, so I was thinking of something to do, and I think right before we got invited to that base, we had the Spawn Aquarium where we built like fishes inside the water cube that is Spawn, and Simon had the idea to make a nautilus fish, so one of those nautilus like creatures, sea creatures. Which we didn't end up building because it probably was too complicated and too big as well. So then I decided, in honor of Simon and what he did on the server, I decided to build that at like pretty much the biggest, coolest, most interesting base that we could ever build something at, which was in the end with Crowbar. So I ended up making this like kind of like steampunky Nautilus version that you see today at Endhaven, which is really cool in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. And it was a great honor to Simon because I was pretty close to his passing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Spawn Aquarium was one of the most ambitious projects, especially for being a Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, but it's still the fact that it's still like there, like you can still tell. Always makes me happy to visit.
It was strange too, because every FitMC video was like, you can't build at Spawn. And so everyone had tried to build at Spawn. Like you see YouTubers today going, I'm gonna build at Spawn, see how long it lasts. And so X and we made a lodge for the Masons. X, you want to talk about that lodge?
Yeah, so the what's the sea creature called again? Jesus.
Oh shoot.
It's a fish. It's a fish with a lamp on his head from Nemo. It's
anglerfish.
Anglerfish, yeah.
Right. So we made the anglerfish lodge with P5 and Yomo and some other people that helped build like a huge obsidian anglerfish at Spawn, and we held a lodge in there, and then I think it was a couple weeks later, Yomo realized that the build was still there and it was like still intact, and I think that's where you came up with like the idea to build like stuff in the water cube. Maybe you can touch up on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I realized, okay, hey, this anglerfish, it was made of obsidian, but it still like was there and in great tact. And I went, oh, what if we just fill this water cube that II had done and fill it with just sea creatures? And so I was like, all right, let's do it. But I was like, but we can't just do it with just the ancients. And so it was an ancient project, but then we're like, why don't we reach out to leaders of groups? So reach out to a bunch of different groups, SBA, Astral, Masons. I did reach out to Don Fuhrer at one point. We reached out even to Bookhood, just going, hey, we're trying to invite anyone and everyone. And then on top of that, we went to the leaders and we said, just bring your trusted guys. And everyone was down. Everyone's down to make this thing. So I think we had something like 100 plus builds. We had so many different builders who made this whole thing. And it was just like, I thought it was going to last a day. Like, I thought it was going to be like,
me too, to be honest.
Show up, last a day. Chiekn and I got super drunk, and it was very fun. And like, we just made our like one build that we had planned, but it lasted almost a month.
So long, yeah, it was crazy.
I went through some like personal stuff, and Rules Off took over the project, and he made it just last forever.
And ended up making a video about it as well, right?
Yeah, it's a beautiful video of every single build. He also made a map on the ancient website, which surely doesn't exist now, but you could click on each build to see it. It was like interactive.
That's crazy, yeah.
Great. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
I wanted to ask, and I forgot to ask this before we get off of like these different projects. Sky and Bake were also at Haven with you.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad you brought it up because they get left by the wayside a lot.
Yeah,
because
and they're huge grinders, massive.
Yeah, honestly, like people who grind stuff don't get credit. Like the designers get credit, and it's a problem.
Yeah,
and
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so like for instance, at Haven, my thing again, it took a year, and it couldn't have been done without Legend Bake. The last leg of it, Sky helped. So like if you look at my build I have 3 heads there. There's one that's me, there's one that's Legend Bake, and there's one that's Sky. And even there, I have a book out there that I gave to Legend Bake. It was like, hey, this build is just as much yours as it is mine because of the amount of effort the dude put into it.
It's insane.
Likewise, Cappy bombed out that entire area for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, designing is so little of actually getting a project done.
It's the grinding that needs to happen on 2B as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with Foxfall, right? Like Bake did a lot of mob moving in the arc and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the effort those guys put in, just doing the craziest nitty bitty stuff that like 99% of the player base doesn't even want to do. Is fucking insane, to be honest.
Well, even with the arc, I think of 2 crazy stories because we put 2 of every mob in the arc because we're doing Noah's Ark, which by the way is a 1-to-1 replica of what the Bible says is the arc, exactly block to block. And when we made all of this with all these 2 of every animal, one was we tried to put a blaze inside of a spruce-based.
Uh-oh.
And so we ended up doing it, but we did burn down the ark twice in the process. And this was all Legend Bake and I, like mainly Legend Bake, doing all this. But the other one is Legend Bake grinded out breeding pandas, which he moved
from
the base.
Yes.
To get 2 brown pandas. Oh, I just DC'd.
Oh shit. He's gone.
Second.
I love it.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Xray, wait for him. Wait for him.
This is so sad.
This is a tragedy.
I mean, 6 in queue?
What?
Oh yeah, the server's been nasty.com.org today. We're lucky it hasn't gone down.
Truly. But yeah, so he bred all these brown pandas. And by the way, it's I think like a 1 in 10,000 chance or something crazy to make this brown panda thing happen. Legend Bake did so much work for every mob, but solo for the hardest mobs. He like go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna
What the hell?
I was gonna say, like people like Bake and Sky and Connor, like you want something to get done and to move forward, and you call them, and they deserve every bit of praise ever. And yeah, it's not just the designer that can get it done, and
100%.
I love them so much.
It really does take a village to get a project done.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think people talk about projects and they go, "Oh, I'm going to do a project." Unless you have grinders, it's not going to get done.
Mm-hmm. Those support people on the team for sure.
Yeah, I also think of Hovex, who block game Babylon. It's a really unknown mountain, but it's maybe outside of Bakes. So back to Bake, but 2 people have made the largest mountain ranges I've ever seen, which is Legend Bake. He made his own mountain in his base, and then Hovex made a large mountain, which I helped design, and then he just grinded it out. It was, I think, the largest mountain range ever done in survival, as far as I can think of.
Yeah. It's fucking huge,
And it used bone blocks. We didn't have moss, so we used green concrete powder. So you had to like put stone beneath everything. Like it was a lot of work.
It's
kind
funny.
of like dedication.
Yeah, it's funny to see that both people with the most dedication just like building huge mountain ranges, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crazy coincidence.
What overall, what do you think your favorite base has been that you've been to and built at? If you had to look back on your whole career.
Damn.
I've got 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
me
okay.
too, probably.
I would love to say Foxfall because I think that's true, but that isn't the answer. Like Foxfall is great, and I think Foxfall is the best place to build at. But like the peak of Minecraft for me was building at Sky,
100%,
and then
yeah.
also building at Dubrovnik.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The reason I say that is because Sky, I was trying to do something new with every island. I built over a dozen islands at Sky in a like 4-month period. But when I wanted to do something kind of samey, I'd go over to Dubrovnik because there was a template, and I built 24 buildings at Dubrovnik. And so, like, if it was like, hey, you know, I just want to be creative, I just like want to just build something, I go over to Dubrovnik, and I could build some kind of thing to give me a break from like just trying to make something new. And that was a very fun period of my life.
What about you, Xray?
So I definitely agree with Sky, because there was also kind of the magic that we got invited as a guest and we were playing on the proxies, and I didn't even know what a proxy was or how it worked, but we were like trying to figure out how they put it together. And we were like, is it even on 2b? Like, how the fuck are these guys doing this? So that just made it like crazy nostalgic, and like building the big blimp there and just having fun with people was just like a crazy base. And then for the if I would have to name a second one, it would probably be Foxfall, just because I like met Harrrisson, all the people there. And I just really like building with Spruce. So that's probably it.
I will say Foxfall comes in third, easy, just for the record.
For sure, yeah. But I like the Dubrovnik suggestion. Yeah,
Dubrovnik was interesting because I built a ton of relatively small builds, and Xray, you built one giant build.
Right. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
So I do like to build big builds, I think, in general. But I built a 1-to-1 ish replica of the Westminster Abbey, I think it's called, in the UK somewhere.
Westminster.
Westminster Abbey, that's it. Yeah, I'm not British enough for that stuff. But that was really fun, and I think it's like one of the few Minecraft builds where I maybe like didn't use spruce as well, which is kind of interesting. But I did like building at that base as well.
Okay, now do your favorite SBA.
Damn, favorite SBA.
I love the crickets.
Yomo's a certified SBA hater these days, and I love it. We had a bet. Let me tell them about the bet. We had a bet during the Oscars about when the grief would happen. If it would happen within 20 minutes or an hour, and I said it would happen around 30 minutes in. Yomo had some lame guess of like an hour, and I won, and the thing I won was I made Yomo change his profile picture to the SBA banner because I know he hates SBA. And it was so funny. People thought that they were getting DM'd by the group SBA.
How long did I have that for? Was it a week?
It was
a month?
It was a week. Yeah, it was a week. It was the last week of November, because in December we all changed our profile pictures.
Yeah, that's right, because of a female appreciation or female chess player appreciation month.
Yeah,
which is an ancient thing.
Which is an ancient thing.
It's important.
It is.
Yeah, so we in the ancients every December, the entire month of December, we change our profile pictures to our favorite female chess player.
Yeah.
It's on the wiki.
Yep.
I don't know why it's on the wiki, but it's on the wiki.
Weren't you the one that asked me to change it to that?
Probably.
Chicken.
Maybe.
It might have been chicken.
It's important. It's important. It's on there. To be honest,
Yeah,
it's a
no.
great ancient tradition.
It's the core of the group.
Yep.
All right. Well, I've got a few solo questions for you guys. Got like 3 in a row. All right. This one's for Yomo. As people probably know, you're a founding member of the Wedding Planners alongside Siroc and Meg. Is there a specific event that you look back on fondly more than the rest?
For sure, the Oscars.
The Oscars.
Nothing competes. And the first Oscars, Meg, how many months were you and I just sitting in calls trying to plan this thing and make sure everything goes right?
We started, I'm pretty sure, in the middle of June. Started actually planning it. So it would have been 6+ months.
It was insane. And it was like us arguing about how to make this thing work. Because you're inviting everyone. And so if you invite everyone, someone's going to be a shitter. Someone's going to show up and someone's going to try to grieve it. And so we really just planned it and it went so perfectly. I mean, we invited 5C. We invited, and it wasn't even 5C who grieved it. It's wild. And for the record, love those at 5C. Love those guys. Shout out. That being said, with this whole thing, we invited all the people who would show up and try to ruin the event, and they didn't. It was some random PvP event where someone just got too fed up and just started crystalling. That's what griefed it. So we planned it so well. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, they respected the event, and they were a part of it. And I think that it was a nice celebration of the end of the year, and we got really lucky, I think, too.
Yeah, and I mean, even inviting Jared, love him to death. He's very fun to hang out with. But, yeah, you invite Jared, he's known as a griefer. There's a scary thing that happens when you invite all these people who are, normally are known for griefing stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was great. The whole event. So I'm very proud of the Oscars, to answer your question.
You and me both.
Oh, yeah.
So now I've got one for Xray. I think it's safe to say generally that you have a very iconic catalog of 2b2tea media in your very short public YouTube channel, including the Skyfall video and what I think is extremely underrated, the Dubrovnik video, which I think is still the very top bar for base tour cinematics. Do you plan to continue making them given the opportunity? And if so, when can we expect more?
Oh, that is a nice question. So I get that question a lot, actually. I got that question at the Oscars, which was really funny. But yeah, so I am a 3D animator, like I probably said. And my hobby used to be, and still is, to be honest, is just doing stuff in the free and open source software Blender, which is like a 3D software. And I started making those animations just out of boredom, pretty much. And I thought that it would be cool to show a base off in that way. But they take a huge amount of effort and a huge amount of what's the word here? Having to wait for renders to be finished. I remember the Sky one just crashing constantly because there are so many different kind of models that are moving around and different type of lightning scenarios, which takes a lot of waiting time. And for the Dubrovnik one, it was maybe a little easier, I would say, because I had the experience from the Sky video. So if I would continue, I would probably maybe dial down the crazy effects a little and just make some cool base cinematics. I have also a little something in the work right now, which has a lot of animation in it, but not necessarily a lot of huge worlds like Sky was. So, I might just finish that one, I think, is what I also said at the Oscars.
A few weeks ago on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, one of the largest bases in its history was swiftly destroyed by griefers, called Skymate.
It was a base that was supposed to be a fortress. Impenetrable, unfindable, ungriefable. But it was not only found, but sabotaged.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but confess. You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'.
Finish that one, I think, is what I also said at the Oscars. So to be continued.
Good thing.
I will say two things. One of the most underrated ones in my mind is Xray's Squid Game 3-1. So
yeah, that's oldie. Yeah.
Yeah, no one knew
we should
you
link
were.
that.
No
That's
one knew
pretty
you were,
much where
like-
it started, I guess.
Yeah, and no one knew you were like a graphic designer, or what do you call yourself?
Like you should say 3D generalist, because I do a bunch of shit in 3D.
Okay, 3D generalist. And so Xray and I are building together, and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna make a render for this." And if you're a person on 2B, you think that's one picture. That's what you think. And he goes, I got this. He shows up the next day with this beautiful thing for Squid Game. It blew all of our minds. He made everything animated. Like, it was literally one day later. I was like, holy, where'd you come from? Like, you just did this amazing thing. The other
That's
thing
really funny.
it was wild that you showed up with that. But yeah, there. Oh shoot! What was the other thing that came to mind with your rendering?
I mean, the Skyfall is stunning.
Skyfall. That.
I did a bunch of other small ones, I think, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've made renders for, not directly for, but I've done renders where Fit messaged me and was like, "Hey, can I use your footage in one of my videos?"
Mhm.
Video, kind of crazy.
I remember he didn't accredit you, and we all DM'd him, and we're like, "You have to fix this," and then he fixed it.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, because he didn't accredit you for Spawnquarium.
Oh, in another video, yeah, because I remember he actually like reaching out to me for the Jesus Valley video, right, where we're at like a little 360 render of the base, which I often do for like bases where I just like make a 3D turntable kind of render, and he was very nice, like crediting me in that. But I can remember, yeah, maybe the Aquarium one is very kind of forgotten.
Yeah, but we reached out to him. He fixed it. I think same with Fillin, who is one of the largest Russian YouTubers.
Oh yeah,
which we reached out to him, and
he used him as well. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, love Fillin. If you haven't watched Fillin's videos, you should, because his videos are insane. And shower gel stuff.
Shower gel is great. He's really fun to work with.
I've got one last solo question, and then I'll probably be off for a little bit. This is for Yomo. As people may or may not know, you were recently married IRL. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
And your wedding happened to be recorded and made a cameo on Lajer's channel. How did that all happen? And what's the lore with the HK inverts wedding?
That's crazy combo. So my wedding has been amazing. I love my wife so much. She is the girl I was looking for my entire life. Truly.
Oh man.
It's been she is amazing. I cannot say anything but like I cannot put words to how much I love her.
I'm tearing up.
And so I had a bunch of friends of mine, including Xray, including Meg, who were in the wedding. I had a bunch of people from Minecraft and from 2b who were in the audience, and it was the best thing. In fact, I had some of the music during the wedding that was Minecraft music, just to see if they noticed. And so it was like beautiful hymns, beautiful like other music. There's some anime music, but also Minecraft music. And they all, of course, noticed this is just Minecraft during it. But the HK Vert's wedding is a great story, which X knows about. We were in the process of making r/place, and we were in the process of doing another thing and another thing. So we had so much on our plate. Harrison had an exploit. I can't save the exploit because it's not mine, so he can talk about it later. It's patched, but it was to find anyone who was under 100K from spawn. And we heard that the HK Vert's wedding was going to be a fit video, and we're like, well, let's get out there. And so Harrison shows up on an account called TP Exploit. He flies high above it and he throws a pearl. And so these people just saw this guy appear with this character named TP Exploit. And they go, hello? And he goes, I'm here to help. And that's all he would say to anyone. They're like, what's happening? He goes, I'm here to help. And so we fixed there's a bunch of builds. Some of them really good, some of them not so much. And so we fixed all their builds to make this like beautiful wedding because we knew it was a fit video. On top of that, Chiekn had found an exploit to make multiple people ride a horse. And so we had how many people did we have on that horse? 12?
Like, I don't know, like 10 to 12 people or something.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
As Fit flies in, there's 12 people on a horse. And I think that was our first Fit video where Fit shows up and it shows us as the builders. And then we built this giant cake behind the whole thing. And then the best part of the story is it gets griefed. And the person who griefs it is ONEP.
Oh no.
And ONEP gets kicked as he's griefing it. And then he sees me as a Mason. I think it was actually a guest at the time. And he messages P5 about it. He goes, why did I get kicked? And I was in BC with P5, and I went, oh, that was the build that I was doing. So P5 said, because you griefed a Mason base.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
And at that point, ONEP was like, the Masons have admin. And it just went off.
So that's the story.
It's where this started.
It was
The
the
origin
craziest
story?
thing. It was also how I became friends with Frank. It's also I became friends with Kit. It was that whole thing because it was just a different, like, it's a strange thing with building and with groups. You have people who are on like almost different sides, and all of a sudden you can cross those barriers and you can be chill with those people because I love Kit to death. Shout out Kit. I love Frank. We had a great time. Frank was really just like a good leader in making all the builds happen in time to rebuild this whole thing and to make a great video. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. But yeah, it was a fun time.
You always live for, the good times, but there's definitely been plenty of bad times mixed in. The part about 2b that is hard and you guys are two clearly prolific builders on the server. How do you keep finding motivation to build new stuff? What is it that keeps you coming back?
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I can answer a bit, but I feel like Xray, you should go.
So what I've noticed over the years, definitely building at bases with people, like helps a lot, because you kind of motivate each other. Like, oh, what are you working on? And oh, can I help? And
yeah.
And can I help print a build for you? That kind of stuff. So definitely, like, the connection you have with people is a huge motivation. Like I've met several people from the 2b community online or IRL. Like with some I went to some city in the Netherlands. With other people I went all across overseas into America. So just having those connections and building with people is, I think, for me, the biggest motivation, and just like the love for architecture, design, those kind of things come to mind as well.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat of just going. It's friendship. Like, you know, when Xray goes, yo, hey, check out this build, or I think of Xray, I think of Cappy, I think of P5 will come up with this idea for a build, and there's something so exciting about doing something that no one's done. Like I remember there was a build I was doing where I was trying to build street cones, or like caution cones, those orange ones that you know of, and I built, and I just put a dripstone there because it was like, it's whatever. And P5 was like, that looks like shit. So he and I did armor stand tricks to make these amazing cones. It's not in a build that is released at the moment. It's not public. But it was one of those things, like, I would never got that done, but it was so much fun to create something new. To answer your question about like finding new stuff, there's just joy is the answer.
Yeah. And it's like, this is the perfect place to do it too, where you can not only like try to break the game, but also the rules of Minecraft. And I guess with continuing to build and, you know, the cycle of an anarchy server, there's griefing. And then something I was curious about is your view on self-griefing. Say, you know, op got cords, you have a heads up. Do you give them the satisfaction? Do you not? Like, how do you view self-griefing bases? Controversial.
Yeah. X, do you want to go or you want me to
go? I can touch up a little bit on it. Like I'm not a big self-griefer, but the only time I actually had the pleasure of self-grieving something was my big mention I made at Foxfall. And I say pleasure because they were placing TNT first of all on a spruce build, which they just could have used flint and steel for, but that's not the point. It was just like having the pleasure to like be the final boss, and just griefing your build was kind of nice, and not giving other people the pleasure of blowing that up. I know Astral is like prolific for blowing something up when a base gets leaked or when they are about to get found out. And I think Yomo got to experience that a bunch at Astral, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was muted because I was pouring a drink. No, yeah, 100%. I've changed my opinion on self-griefing because I did it a lot with Astral. Joey's a fan of self-griefing, and I'm tight with Joey. I love that dude so much. That being said, I've changed my opinion because I think a griefing video does really good for a base.
Oh, that's an interesting take. Yeah,
it gets your work recognized. Which Foxfall should have had a griefing video, but someone dropped the ball.
Do you want to tell that story?
Oh, dude, it's so funny.
It's so funny.
It was found by Fearin, I think was their name. I might be mispronouncing that. So sorry to them. But they found it, and then they started griefing. And so they griefed the area, but they ran out of TNT. And then I saw that my area was completely untouched. And so I started lighting it with flint and steel because it's wood. Like, that's what you do to grief a base. Just light it on fire and you're good. And so they went, no, stop. We plan on griefing it. And they told me the exact time they plan on griefing it. And then I realized, oh, Cammy's at this base. So I was like, all right, so we put out the flames. And I thought, hey, I DM Cammy, who is an excellent PvPer, especially against those who aren't excellent PvPers. And so Cammy showed up to the base as they were going to grief it and just crystalled them to death and said, "Long live Foxfall," over and over again. And I was in VC with them, like, we can't control this guy. I'm so sorry. But I knew the DM and Cammy, like, keep going, keep going. And it was the funniest thing of just trolling these griefers who were poor and who could not handle a PvPer. And so it was one of the best things. And then I think Kill It got killed back to spawn twice because he had a pearl, and then Cammy found the pearl. It was one of the most fun griefing experiences I've ever had.
Fuck yeah.
But you guys have. Well, I glanced over the party committee thing a while back. Favorite story? Favorite thing that happened with the party committee?
Oh, well, we talked about fetus, right? That was pretty funny. Getting that from the whatever university that was. But do we have any other ones? Like they get griefed very often. Like mid build, the base gets discovered and then we have to move. I don't know. Do you have any funny stories, Yomo?
Yeah, so I think of two. They're not funny, but I think of two.
Oh.
One was your tree that you put at, what was that, what year was that? Do you remember?
Oh, the Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Ooh. 2020 something, yeah. I don't know.
So we made a giant, I think, from bedrock to nearly world height Christmas tree.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was insane. And Xray first showed me, and I think it had 300 different blocks. And I was like, nope, we're making this down to 3. So we rolled at it, make it down to very little. I can't remember the number, but it was like 3 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful build, and the idea was for that base just to make ornaments on top of that. And so it was a lot of fun making ornaments there. There's a chicken story in there, which you can ask later. But it was a lot of fun. But the one that I think of that isn't, actually, you weren't involved in this. It was the Christmas base, maybe 2024. Which one's the old one?
I was going to ask you that one.
Yeah. So Legend Bake and I wanted to do something epic, and we wanted to do something interactive. And so we made 12 houses, and every single one of them had a mini game that was powered by redstone. Well, some of them were just parkour, or one of them was just parkour, but most of them were redstone based. And you would get an ender chest that has a specific name, and you could throw it into a thing, and you could get like a very special shulker from the whole process. That was amazing. If people could play it, it would be the best thing ever. But yeah, Meg, did you play that one?
I was really, really sick that day, and I got forced to play it, and I think it was you and Drew watched me try to do the parkour over and over and over again until I cried out of frustration. And then I went to lay down in bed before the party started because I just had a migraine. Like 20 minutes later, I got a DM being like, 5C is here. And I was like, great. Yeah, that was a really fun game, though.
Did you play that one? X?
Did I? No, but I can recall you like making crazy mini games inside those houses with Bake. Yeah, did you have to build it like a couple times?
No, just the once.
The once, but I mean, it did take. I think Legend of Bake and I took 3 months to make it because we want to make it right. That being said, I say Legend of Bake and I. Cappy should be included because Cappy designed a bunch of stuff, and then of course back to Sky being a grinder. Mm-hmm. Sky helped so much, and then right before the event, Sky water cubed the whole thing so that it was safe from griefers.
Oh, that's
cool. So once it got griefed, it was like we could hang out in the water cube,
and it worked.
Yeah, it was great.
Damn, that sounds like lava or water cubing. That does not sound like fun.
No. But Sky, I think. Oh man, I don't want to be put on record for this. I think Sky did the water cube at Moo.
Really?
Mike, do you know?
I think you
Ooh.
might be right. I remember hearing that. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
He's kind of the expert on water cubing.
Sure.
He's also the expert on grinding stuff. Like him and Bake are unrivaled on getting stuff done.
All right. Well, now I've got a question for Xray. Blender has become somewhat of a staple for larger builds that need modeling, renders being done, or even some high-end animation. Do you feel like you were really the pioneer to bring that on the server? And if so, how does that make you feel?
So that's actually, I've been wondering that myself, kind of. I remember seeing the Jesus statues when I first joined 2b, like the huge milestones with the Jesus statues. We've all seen them. And I've always wondered which guy decided to like convert or build that Rio de Janeiro classic Jesus model. So I don't think I was the first guy to do it, and maybe there's some other people that I'm forgetting about that maybe did it earlier than me. But I do use the technique very often because I've done 3D model making for a long time now, and I've even done like stuff for like a Netflix series where we had to like make huge libraries of models and custom stuff, like whatever you can imagine, like garbage cans and stuff. So it's just kind of become my little world of maybe my little world of Minecraft inside of Blender, right? Like I build stuff in there and then I convert it to Minecraft, and I kind of do the same thing. So that's pretty much why I love the game so much as well. So I don't know if I pioneered it, but I love doing it. I love finding new techniques in it. Like lately I've been experimenting with using Substance Painter, which is like a texturing program, and then converting the model and seeing how that looks, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, I just love doing it.
So I'll speak for Xray. He is the pioneer, 100%.
No, I wouldn't call myself the pioneer. I've seen other people do it. Maybe I'm a trendsetter because there's like other people doing it now, and I also wrote a small guide on it in Entropy's Discord, where you kind of get the whole basics of like getting a model from a 3D side platform, which I always kind of disagree with. I always think like you have to make something yourself and then convert it, because then you're like actually making something original instead of just downloading something. But that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people go on platforms like Sketchfab and then download a 3D model from there, then try to convert it to 2B, and then just end up making some ugly obsidian blob, right? But I like it when people model it themselves and try to texture it in creative and then put it on the server for something fun.
Well, and you and I both had this conversation early on where we were talking about stealing Sketchfab. Is it original? Do you remember this?
Yes, yeah, and
and it was like it was kind of it sucked because we had done some Sketchfab stuff, and we went, those builds aren't original. It's like stealing from Planet Minecraft, and we kind of both realized this in this conversation, and that's what I think you popularized, is doing your own thing. I think another really great Blender builder is Xrayessay.
Oh, sure.
And he was inspired by you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an honor, to be honest, because Xrayessay is really good. Xrayessay is at the Foxfall too as well, so he's a really great builder, and he uses, like, I would say he uses Blender even better than me, because he has done this crazy, I think it was spawn migration build where he did some with like painted skulls and used it in a very interesting way, where he maybe he took like a skull model, but then he put it into Minecraft, then textured it himself, and he touched it up so much that you could call it like a different piece of artwork. It's like honestly insane. You should check that out as well.
Dude, but X, what is your favorite Blender build? Because I've got one.
Oh, my favorite Blender build. I like the builds where we like do something in Blender, but then touch it up a bunch, like kind of mesh it together. I don't know if I have a favorite one. I kind of like the Foxfall mention because I slightly use some 3D for
Did
like
you?
the glass roof. Yeah, for the glass roof that's in the middle of it. I
Oh.
like that was like the first use of just modeling something myself and then kind of integrating it with a vanilla Minecraft build, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. There's so many I've done. I have no clue actually.
So I didn't know about the glass roof, but my thinking was the spaghetti monster.
Oh, that one's funny as well.
Dude, it's so good. So,
That took a
and
shit ton of time to build.
what's the religion that makes spaghetti monster? Something? Does anyone know?
I think it's just
Is
the fun
it
spaghetti
the
monster.
Pastafarian?
Yes, yeah.
How does
So
she know that?
I know a lot. I'm a fountain of knowledge.
So at Spawn Migration, X made that, I think, 2K away. So, like, no one knows about this. It was Lodge. And so he made this build that was the spaghetti monster. He made it in Blender. And then, of course, at the roof, you have the glass because it's all made out of wood. And instead, he used spruce fences. It was just like
Oh,
the
fuck
most
yeah.
X-ray thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that one was fun. One that comes to mind as well. Now I'm thinking a little longer is the Severance build. Me, Meg, and
Oh.
some other peeps did, because that's the fun way of using like a 3D model you made yourself, like where we did Mark the actor in the series Severance, but then making this crazy maze with a bunch of people, which is just like so much fun, like planning that out. Maybe Meg could like talk about that a little actually.
Yeah, the Severance build was really cool because we all super loved the show, and we were like, we should do like a fun game for Lodge after we finished. What was it, the second season?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And so Xray was like, I'm gonna make this big like head of Adam Scott, who plays Mark S in Severance, and we're gonna like, and we all came up with the idea to like hollow out the head and make like the office from Severance inside the head, but make it like a game. Like you had to find the clues and do the maze and get to the end where, you know, it's all references from the show. And we did that for a lodge, and then we reset it, and we did it after a bunch of people had watched the show fully. And it was just so creative. It was so much fun. That's been my favorite build, like, for so long. It was such a cool idea.
So cool, yeah. We should definitely do a Severance fee too.
Yeah, we gotta do Heliar.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, but yeah, that was like just such an impressive way to use Blender, and it looks so realistic too. We'll definitely put pictures in. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We've been going for a very long time. I've got another question for you. This is kind of like off topic, but someone that I love and I know you guys love is Chiekn, one of the biggest trolley figures on 2b, and I want to hear some of your best Chiekn shenanigan prank stories because he is a wonderful person, and I know you guys have had a few hijinks in your day.
Hell yeah.
Give me a second.
Okay. Well,
I was like,
I'll
what?
talk about him a little bit. So, Chiekn is a wonderful guy. Sometimes he's a bit drunk in VC, like you've probably heard from Yomo, but that makes him really fucking fun. And Chiekn knows a shit ton about the server. Like Chiekn has a bunch of weird duped collectibles at his base, and he just loves exploring 2b. He base hunts a lot as well. And I think one funny story is where I think Chiekn found a famous Russian YouTuber's base. But I can't recall which YouTuber it was. Was it Shower Joe or was it someone else? Maybe Yomo knows in a second. But they had this huge dug out hole where they were building these pyramids, and they were planning on like building the far lands on the sides as well. And then Chiekn told us that he found this YouTuber's base, and that maybe we should do some tomfoolery. So what we ended up doing is we ended up using Blender to make huge player models of ourselves, holding like these illegal items like bedrock and other like crazy like debug stick items and whatever. And we had like, I think P5 we had there, we had Cammy there, we had Chiekn there, me, Yomo, and we just kind of like the how they did it with the Romans in that one scene where they shoved the Trojan horse like in the castle. We made these huge fucking Trojan horse like player models that we converted out of Blender. And then when they logged in, they were obviously like, who the fuck will build these huge builds at our base without like asking for permission? But it felt like I've always called it like a reverse grief, where instead of like blowing the place up, we added to it in a obviously like weird and crazy way. Maybe Yomo wants to tell a little bit more about it.
So one of so this was Roll's off idea. He wasn't able to show up for it. But he came with this idea. He found this space doing. He had a grid program. I think he's the first person to grid. Hunters would know what gridding is, which is making a bot that grids as you explore. So he found the space, and he goes, "Oh, they've got like kind of small statues. Wouldn't it be funny to make statues that are bigger than their statues?" And so I thought like, oh, 1 block. And Xray goes, no, 3 times. 3 times the size of the statue. And so once Philin logs in, it was Philin, Shower Gel, a couple other guys. But those 2 are the ones that I know. So that's why I bring them up. But we made our statues so huge, and he made this like far lands behind. And so we put our statues up before the far lands that he worked so hard on. And so it was reverse griefing. It was trolling. It was very, very funny. All thanks to Rolls Off. And then Chiekn made this amazing video on us doing this. On top of that, this whole thing, do you remember how this started?
I have no clue. It's so vague for me. Like, you guys were in the Nether in the video, but what happened before that?
Yeah, so it started with P5 and I wanting to grieve something that is worth griefing. Like, we're not griefers. P5 was, he's not now. But there was a time where we were just like, we want to grief something. We want to cause some chaos. And so we reached out to either Leger or Entropy, I can't remember. And we go, hey, do you have anything that's like a Nazi base? And they went, yeah. And so the only thing I've ever grieved is this Nazi base that Entropy or Leger gave us. And it was just like full of racist signs. There was just, it was racist. It was not good. And so we're like, let's grief it. And so we found the data from them, and we griefed it. And then we thought, what else can we do? What else chaos-wise could we do? And we came up with this idea that was originally from Rolls Off. And it was the funniest thing. On top of that, I think of one of the chicken trolling things that was also found through an exploit was, sorry, Lucan, there was a Dawn Fuhrer map.
Yep. What's your problem, bro? What's your problem? I built that map. What's your problem?
I'm sorry, man.
That was so funny.
There was a Dawn Fuhrer map that we found through an exploit. And we thought, why don't we just troll this? We didn't want to grief it, of course. And so we trolled it. We said dawnfuhrer.com. And then we did some like random other things to the lettering. But just like trolling a map instead of griefing it is the funniest thing you can do. Like I think at the time, no one would ever troll something, and so I think Chiekn doing that was innovative for the time. Maybe now it might be kind of commonplace to change lettering, but at the time it was new. Like at the time, if you found a base or if you found a map art, you grief it. Period.
Yeah, you just blow it up.
Now, like Chiekn changed that. I love that dude.
Yeah, Chiekn is the best. I love for so long how he was associated with Munmap and how that felt like it came out of nowhere. But
Have you heard the presidential election with Chiekn and I?
no, do tell.
Oh, so Munmap, of course, is going around, and Chiekn and I were memeing that we were Munmap. By the way, Chiekn is Munmap at the time. He didn't know that I knew, but I knew because he used an account that was one that we created together. So I knew that he was that. But I said, why don't we meme that we're Munmap, and if they don't vote for us for the presidential election, we will grief their base. And so we did this. We made so many memes about how we're showing up and how we're Munmap. If you don't vote for us, we'll know who you are. And we got into the final rounds. It was just like the funniest meme I've ever seen. I'll send you some pictures so you can put them on the screen.
That would be very cool.
Well, I think we're winding down. I've got one final long-winded question, and then it's smooth sailing from there. This is more of a meta question. What do you guys think about the quote-unquote state of the server right now? Do you think it's in a bad place from admin intervention, or maybe the community causing issues, or something else entirely if you do think it is in a bad state?
Yeah, so I think of the history of 2b. I personally know of a lot of world edit and bedrock that was world edited out, and I don't think this is new. So I'm not upset about it. I also, on the other side, a little bit scared 2b's going to be taken down by Microsoft. That kind of sucks. Yeah. That's a real thing we're also kind of scared of. I don't think it will happen, but part of me goes, oh, scary.
Yeah, very well could.
Yeah. Especially, I do know people who are trying to make that happen, which is cringe. I love those people. I know those people. I love them. It's cringe. Alex, how do you feel?
Yeah, I agree with you as well, and I think there are some positives and negatives. Like I like the chat being cleaner is a good thing, so that's probably like good admin intervention. What I don't like though is just the small things, like the mob spawning is like really crazy, and then if you have an admin that doesn't really like want to listen to you or want to change those things, then I kind of get tired of that as well. But yeah, that's more of a preference, I think. Like I'm a builder, so I like just not having to have my entire build lit up with a bazillion torches. So finding the balance between like the mob stuff and the other interventions is like, where do you draw the line is always the question, I feel like.
Yeah, agreed.
Yomo, something I've always wondered, because I'm not cool enough, but what's it like as like a Mason that gets invited to non-Mason bases? Do you ever have any conflict with that?
So it's tough. I think because the Masons are controversial, and so you've got people who won't let you in because you're a Mason, because there's a lot of weird stories about what the Masons are, which aren't true. And then on top of that, once you're at a base, like I remember when Foxfall was griefed, because Xray and I were both Masons, but we weren't Masons when we started it, or when X started it, and then when I was there, it became someone griefed it and we're like, oh, it's a Mason base, and it's
Yeah.
like, that sucks. And so many times we'll get invited to a base, and someone go, oh, it's a Mason base. No, it's a book hood base. No, it's an astral base. It's a very strange perspective to be in as a builder. It's like you're not accrediting the right people, and it's not fun. You know what I mean?
And I would say it's also different between you and me, because a lot of people know you are a Mason, but I'm like kind of under the radar and just known for the animations.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get DMs about like, do you have inside stuff from the Masons? I know you're a guest there and stuff. But they never know I'm actually already a Mason, which is kind of funny. And I think in your case, it's the exact opposite.
To be fair, you have a guest armband, right?
That is true. I don't know if they'll notice that though, but that's always very interesting.
So Xray skin, of course, as you can see right now, he's all black and white.
Oh,
Guest
yeah.
armbands are black and white.
Oh dear, X.
Dude, at
least me and Yomo have the proper representation.
I just like the dark mode, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Xray, question for you. Can you tell us a little bit about the cat dupe that you have?
Oh, no comments.
No comments on the cat dupe?
Ooh.
Can't say.
You know, the only thing I can say is I've been saying meow in chat, and it's not just for fun, okay?
No way.
Fair.
Come on. All right. The future of the podcast, upcoming episodes, who is it that you guys want to see?
Ooh. Well, definitely Harrrisson. I've already mentioned Harrrisson. But
Yep.
Harrrisson has some crazy, interesting story. And the funny thing about the guy, like Yomo said, is you never know if he's like lying his ass off or actually the next day showing you the exact exploit he was fucking, or you were thinking he was lying about. It's like the craziest, most interesting, weirdest guy on the server, I guess.
Dude, I remember at one point with Harrrisson, he came up with the ultimate griefing strategy, which I won't say, and it was beautiful with Minecraft. And then a year later, I realized he's never griefed a base. Ever. The guy does not grief, period. And so he's the strangest motherfucker.
He's a very interesting guy, yeah.
That being said,
Who
I
else?
would love Harrrisson. I would love Entropy. I would love Hovex. But I don't think it can happen.
Imagine.
X. Who else is super interesting?
There's so many people.
Jordan.
Has Iron been on?
No.
Oh,
Not yet, no.
Iron that knows so many secrets. I don't know if he's going to tell you guys, but that guy is like invested into every base.
Yeah, he's invited everywhere, and he will never say anything about it.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if it'd make a great video because he would go no comment.
Yeah, it'd be 30 minutes of no comment. It's like, oh, okay.
Like genuinely, I feel like, yeah. I love Iron to death.
One that comes to mind right now, who's kind of popping off, is Decto, because Decto has
was really fun.
He's doing some really good stuff. I remember when he was initiated, I was reached out by I was a guest when he was initiated. I was reached out to by a Mason, and they went, "Yo, is Decto good?" And I was like, "If we have an exploit," by the way, I knew about Monmap at this point. If we have an exploit, he would be super amazing for it. And he showed up. Like he showed up with all he has. And on top of that, with his coding, he's done so well. Like What is it called?
BFFs?
BFFs. Shout out BFFs.
The BFFs, yeah.
Yeah, BFFs
Yeah,
is
if
like
you wanna
cool shit right now.
if you want to talk about like vibe coding and how that's changing to be, I would definitely talk to Decto as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more. You can cut this out, Meg.
Oh my god.
Tashi.
Kashi?
Yeah. Like that dude has been he inspired me more than Crowbar.
Oh, to have on the podcast. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Bro.
I was like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, no, he has not answered my ping today.
No, yeah.
As a guest.
Let me rephrase this so it can be in video. Yeah, so one person that I would love to have on the podcast is Tashi. He did Wintermelon, he did Summer Melon. He was at Moo. Like, bro is top of the line. He inspired me more than Crowbar.
That is super fair. That would be a good get. Well, guys, perfect. It's the end of the episode, and we have a tradition around here. And I'm going to tell you about it. So back when Lucan and Deloaded had their podcast, I was new to the server, and I thought this podcast was so cool. Everyone's getting interviewed, and I thought a good segment to have at the end would be to ask about ghost stories. And Deloaded laughed in my face and said no. And they did not do ghost stories at the end of the podcast. But this is my podcast. And Lucan and Godmasters and everyone here's podcast. And so we do ghost stories here. And so if you gentlemen would like to follow me to the basement.
Oh my god.
Oh hell no.
And everybody, let's
you guys have totems,
go.
Right?
Yeah.
Crystals.
Get to
do you know
go
what a
through the
PvP?
traps.
Oh shit! I have not seen the podcast.
It's crazy. I knew it. Fake friend alert.
Wait, let me open it for you, Yomo.
Help. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Down here.
You guys good?
No.
There is a basement. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I love these chairs. Nice and spruce.
So please take your seat, and I'll ask you both. I don't know who wants to start, but please tell me a ghost story or a spooky thing that's happened to you.
Okay, let me start, because I think so. Yomo doesn't believe in ghosts. I kind of share. Yeah. I kind of share the same opinion. However, when I was about like I think I was like 8 years old or something, I was in my sister's bedroom, and she had this mannequin standing in the corner.
Oh my
and for
goodness.
some reason, I think the mannequin was a ghost, because my body just froze and I couldn't move for like a good 5 minutes. But this could mean two things: either the mannequin was really possessed and it was a ghost, or it has to do with another story from my youth, which is I think my 3 to 4 year old sister locked me on the balcony once while it was winter, and that was in the same sister's room.
Oh.
So maybe that's why I was frozen and still remember like vividly like the mannequin standing in the corner, just because I was outside and freezing my balls off. Maybe, I don't know.
That's
terrifying. It's for you guys to
Oh
decide.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was either a haunted
Edit
mannequin
all
or
of
a
that
trauma
out.
response. One of those.
Oh god.
One of them.
Damn.
So
Okay. Yomo.
From my perspective, so I've got two. Well, really one story, but one kind of leads in the other. So my dad, and I spent my childhood here, and so it's like I've never seen a ghost. He's never seen a ghost. I do not believe in it. And on top of that, when I was at I worked in a hotel. There were 3 rooms that were not occupied. Everyone said they're haunted. And And so we always traveled them. Never saw them. I'm not saying they're not real, but I am saying I tried. I tried to see a ghost, and I never
Same.
found them. Man, I would love if ghosts are real.
I still
Go ahead.
believe. I still believe.
Man, it like if I wish I could find them.
Yeah, me too. To be honest.
So no
But,
spooky
yeah.
story.
With spooky stories, I don't believe that humans have souls that live beyond the dead
Damn.
and then haunt people. I've tried.
Okay.
I've gone an abandoned mine. Like I've gone far and beyond.
So there's you've never had anything that's happened that's completely unexplained, like not like this was a ghost, but like I have no idea what that was.
No, but I but
Devastating.
honestly, everything can be explained by wind. That's it. Ghosts are wind.
Whoa.
Ghosts are
Ghosts
wind.
are wind. Okay.
True. Yeah, I agree.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This was a great episode, and
Thank you for having us.
Thank you enough for being
Oh, yeah.
here with us. Please, guys, if you're watching, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us which part was your favorite. And we'll catch you next time on the 2b2tea podcast. Bye!
Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.